Hey there, it's Lacy J from Space Bear Media, the makers of Lost in My 40s. Did you know that you can go to spacebearmedia.com right now to access all our content, including our weekly video pre-shows where your hosts ponder ethical questions related to the week's episode and answer some fun questions just for, well, fun. Speaking of fun, if you have it thanks to our content, please consider rating or reviewing Lost in My 40s on your favorite app, or recommend us to a friend who loves Lost. Hello, welcome. It's time to end this show. If you are listening to this, both this episode and the last episode and our special episode dropped today. But just for this pod, we are going to focus on Exodus Part 2. Again, it is an ensemble flashback cast episode. Derek is going to present it. But Ben, remind us where we ended on our power rankings at the end of last week.
Yeah, at the end of last week, we were pretty much where we've been at the end of most weeks, other than at the bottom of the barrel.
Really, that's really been, it's a three-way horse race between Kate, Locke, and Jack, which is not surprising because that is how the show is written.
Yeah, I mean, the last time anyone in the top three switched was back in episode 19, so it's all been the same since then. Yeah, I mean, you got Kate.
All right.
Kate on top with 160. Locke just behind her, 142. Again, Captain Bronze, Jack at 130. The bottom of the barrel, Shannon. No one's going to catch her. Behind her in the middle is Ethan, and probably nobody's going to catch him. And then we've got Boone rounding out the bottom three. Booth, exactly.
Oh my God. All righty, Derek, tell us about Exodus Part 2.
All right, so the episode opens on Turnip Head's eye, and he is crying. Claire is having some trouble with him, trying to get him settled down, and she is frantic, getting him ready to leave, saying he is wet, and that nobody taught her how to do this. Charlie comes
Sawyer
over.
around, shut the baby up.
Oh yeah,
Oh,
start
to talk.
talking.
Yeah.
So Charlie arrives and he tries to reassure her and tell her that it's okay. But she said she is so tired of everyone telling her that because they aren't the ones with a baby.
I mean, she got a point.
She's going to keep leaning on that one for a while, isn't she?
Oh my God. Jesus, Benjamin.
So then Charlie asks Saeed for a gun so that he can protect Claire. And Saeed tells him, well, the last time, you had a gun, he killed someone. And Charlie replies, well, Ethan was a murderer. And
I mean, technically now so are you, Charlie, but
right.
I get his point. He's like, I killed the bad guy. What's the problem?
Yeah. And Saeed tells him that the best way to help Claire is to get her packed and carry her child to the caves. So we cut to the Black Rock, and Hurley, Arzt, Jack, Kate, Danielle, and Locke are staring at a ship. It looks like from about the 19th century that is nowhere near the water.
You think 19th century? I feel like, Ben, you thought 18th century last
I'm thinking like,
episode.
1800s.
Yeah.
It could be any
17th.
time
Any of
around
those
there.
centuries.
Age of
Yeah. I mean,
exploration kind of thing.
Right.
Yeah.
It almost looked like a Spanish galleon ship, but it was obviously not Spanish because it was called the Black Rock. So who knows?
It would be called like Rocco Negro or something if it was Spanish.
Yeah, I was thinking it was 18th century, but I don't know.
Yeah.
I'm
We're not ship experts here.
yeah, exactly. I'm not a naval historian.
Well, eventually we will have that answer, but
So Hurley asks, how exactly did something like this happen? And Danielle responds, and I can't do the French accent, but with, are you on the same island as I am?
I mean, come on, Danielle with the jokes. What's going on? Also, she has a fucking point. I mean, come on.
Yeah, seriously.
So she tells the group that explosives are inside the ship and then leaves And Jack asks, well, who's going to help lead them back? And Locke steps up, as he always does, and says he can.
Yeah.
So
Hello.
Art's-
He's like traversed the whole fucking island, like gathering coffee and
he's the
whatever
tracker
else.
and- yeah.
He knows. He's walking about.
You're on a roll. You are on a roll.
Hey. That's a wheelchair joke, isn't it?
Yeah, it was.
Oh, goodness.
Oh, man.
Oh, anywho.
So Arts and Hurley stay outside while Jack, Kate, and Locke head in to get the dynamite. And then we cut to the lost title screen.
You know, every time I see a bunch of people walking into the side of a ship, I always think one of them's going to come out with a face hugger.
That would be a twist, wouldn't it?
That would be.
Well, we already thought that the Predator was on the island,
Yeah,
so
seriously. Yeah.
why not xenomorphs?
Why not? Honestly.
Excuse me,
it's
sir. A what?
Oh, fuck. All right, go ahead.
All right, so the three climb into the ship and up some stairs where it is dark and there is creepy, eerie music. And as they're looking around, Jack steps on something and it crunches, and it's turns out to be a skeleton in shackles. So Locke just says the word slaves, and after making some more noise, he says that the ship must have been en route to a mining colony from the eastern coast of Africa, most likely from Mozambique.
Okay, so all of a sudden, Locke's an expert on fucking slave ships.
Yes.
Okay.
Dude, he was a serious nerd playing war games and shit back then. It would not surprise me if he knew
Yeah.
this stuff.
Oh,
If he actually knew that? All right.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I can see that.
I mean, one of the most fascinating periods in history when you're talking about like warfare is sort of like that age where the Dutch were everywhere, the English were everywhere. They had all these colonies, like, and it was a lot of resources going back and forth, and that meant a lot of like naval engagements and piracy and shit like that. So it's actually a pretty fascinating
this
time in history.
implies that
It is
it was an
fascinating. English
slave ship, since that says explosives in English and the Black Rock is in English. So
Yeah.
So after doing some more exploring into the ship, they find a couple of boxes which are marked explosives.
Did those
Now-
stencils look a little too modern? For some reason, I
Yeah.
didn't expect
Yes.
something from that age to
They
be
didn't
like,
look 19th century or 18th.
no, I think maybe I expected it to all be in like script or whatever, but it did seem very like something that you would see in like, you know, a,
well, it
a
looked like it
box
was
of
done
military.
with. It looked like it was done with spray paint, which I don't
Yeah,
think they
exactly.
had aerosol in the 1700s.
No fluorocarbons back then.
No.
Yeah, I mean, I suppose they probably had to have like anywhere else. They have warehouses and things like that, so they had to have some standardized ways of marking things. But it did seem a little like, oh, they just spray paint that
it
on
was
there?
done with spray paint,
Yeah.
so that's
Yeah.
definitely a not period piece. Yeah.
Yeah,
So outside, Arzt is whining to Hurley about his third wife, but Harley is disinterested. And Arzt asks if he's boring him, because he can see on Hurley's face that he obviously is, and that he is sorry he isn't cool enough to be in their clique.
I love it. I love it. The high school teacher is like coming down. And the funny part is the look on Hurley's face, because he's like, I'm in the clique?
Yeah.
Right?
Me?
Yeah, exactly. Anyways.
So he brings up that there are 40 other survivors on this island and that they are people too, and that Hurley replies with, okay.
It's like, shut
like-
the fuck up, dude.
Arts, why don't you start up a workplace inclusion program? You know,
Oh, boy.
Exactly.
leave me out of it.
So back inside the ship, Kate is trying to open the box of dynamite, but Jack and Locke want to take it outside, and which they do. So back outside, Arzt is still complaining about how Kate and the others in the clique get better pieces of wreckage than the others, and just on and on and on. But you got a better fuselage piece than I did.
Well, first of all, have you seen Kate? So, yeah, she gets the best
course,
pieces.
Absolutely.
And
yeah.
you are an asshole. Fuck off, Ars. I hate this fucking guy, which makes the next several moments of this episode really
Yeah.
sweet.
Really gratifying.
Yeah, it's amazing.
So as he is asking Hurley where is he hiding his carbs, he all of a sudden jumps up hysterically when he
You,
sees
Arts.
the other
You're
carrying out
not
the
thin, Arts. You're not thin.
No, he isn't. He's not
Fuck
like
off.
Sawyer.
Right. He's not chiseled, that's for sure.
No. So he gets hysterical when he sees the others, carrying out the box of dynamite. He tells them to stop and put it down gently and to move away from it.
How exactly did he expect them to get the dynamite outside if they didn't carry it out?
Right.
And then he shushes them.
Yep.
And do loud voices make dynamite explode?
The sound waves could set that.
Oh, fuck.
I mean, just good. I think maybe what he thought was they'd be bringing out a stick at a time and not having it all in a single box. So if one piece goes, everyone goes with it.
Maybe.
I can see that.
Well,
But of course, he doesn't
Well, then
really.
he should have said that.
He should have said that, yes.
I mean, that's the whole point of him being there, right? Is to advise them.
Yeah,
So
right.
Yeah.
this is your fault, Ars.
To be
High school
fair,
science teacher should know.
right. To be fair, when he shushed them, I mean, I'm definitely one of those people that when I turn onto the street, I turn the volume down so that I can look for the house. I don't know why that makes a difference.
I
No,
do
yeah.
that too.
Yeah, I do that too.
Absolutely.
What the hell? What's the point?
You don't want the distraction, I guess. Maybe that's
Yeah.
what it is. I don't know.
So as he is prying open the box, he asks the group, do you know what happens to dynamite in 90-degree heat? And he said it sweats nitroglycerin and rudely tells Jack not to come closer. I just remember him being such an asshole.
Oh,
Yeah, he's condescending little shit.
Yeah, worse than normal. So he describes what dynamite is made of and how nitroglycerin is the most unstable explosive known to man, which I don't know if that's really true. I know it's unstable.
Well, and then he proceeds to pick up the worst possible piece, the most
The
sweating.
sweatiest.
covered with all the...
Yeah. Okay. Good thing you came.
Yeah.
And he
So
yells at Kate to
he
take
continues
off her
being an
shirt.
asshole.
Why couldn't he make one of the guys take off
Yes,
their
I was-
shirt?
Well, I don't know.
Well, I think you know
sorry.
why.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I know, but still.
So yeah,
She does it too.
Yeah, she
Yeah.
does.
Yes, she does. Yes, she does. Okay, so he's being an asshole, and he tells Kate to give her her shirt so he can wrap it up while calling her princess. So after he wrapped it, and he was rambling on about how the person who invented dynamite blew his face off, he swings his hand or makes some kind of movement, and he fucking blows up.
Game over, man. Game over.
That is such a satisfying scene for me. Just when that happened, I was like, thank fucking God.
That's
The
why I
chunks.
was so excited
Yeah, yeah.
to see Arts show up a few episodes ago. That's
I
why he
think
was
you were
my
just
favorite,
waiting for
because
that.
I was like, oh
For
my
that
God, he's going to
scene.
blow up.
The
Yes.
fucking
Nope.
chunks. The chunks
yeah.
of his body that
raining
fall on
art.
them.
And the noise
Hilarious.
it makes landing
Yeah.
on them, it's just awesome.
When the Weather Girls sang It's Raining Men, I don't think that's what they had in mind.
I hope not. Otherwise, that song
Takes
means-
on a whole new meaning.
Yeah.
does.
Wait a second.
It reminds me of the scene in Tropic Thunder where Steve Coogan, like, he takes them all out to the jungle and he says, like, I am Jesus Christ. And then he goes and he steps on a landmine. He just goes, oh, and then boom, same kind of thing.
Yeah.
His pieces are falling down everywhere.
Yeah. Oh,
So,
exploding
pieces of
people
art-
is so funny. Why? I don't know. Oh my God.
So after the pieces of arts land on the other survivors, Hurley sits up and just says, dude.
I mean, I think that's basically what everybody was thinking. So
I would be I was like, sweet.
Yeah, I know. I was like, nice.
Yeah. About time.
Oh my God.
So we go to our first flashback of the episode, and it is Sun and Jin are back at the airport waiting to board their flight. And Sun is cutting Jin's sandwich in half, and when she goes to give it to him, she spills coffee on him, which is that was in the last episode. With the
Well, that's the thing with these two, right? Is that we never get the whole story until we've seen it from the other point of view. That's how their other episodes were, right? Where like we didn't see the part in the bathroom where she left and he was covered in blood, and we didn't know really what had happened until the end. And that's just kind of how Sun and Jin, their storylines roll. Is that you
And
never get
a lot
the
of
whole
the-
picture. Yeah.
A lot of the stuff that happens with them happens in bathrooms too. Have you noticed that?
Yeah,
Yeah, that's weird.
Yeah.
That's right. This next scene goes to the bathroom.
yes,
Yeah.
it does. So Jin jumps up and he goes to the restroom to clean up. And as he is walking away, you see Saeed I'm getting his bag back from the security people at the airport, but he's not happy about it.
Well, he shouldn't have fucking left it sitting on a... I mean, Shannon's stupid ass aside, that was just a dumb thing to do.
Well,
but
if I remember correctly, at that point in time, when you were in the airport, there were things going over the loudspeaker saying...
They still are.
Do
it
not
still
take
does.
bags.
Yeah.
Okay.
Do not any unattended bag, blah, blah, blah.
yeah.
Parking in the white zone is for passenger loading and unloading only.
Oh my
Okay,
God.
so-
Do you work there?
No, I've been to so many airports and spent. See, back in the day, we flew Southwest, and back then it was first come, first serve.
Yeah.
Yeah.
My dad would make us come 2.5 hours early, and sit in that airport.
Oh, wow. He really wanted
And
to
this was
good
before
seats.
the internet, so there was nothing really to do. And
Was this Love Field or Bergstrom?
Love Field.
Love Field, yeah.
Oh,
And then
yeah.
there was
I
Mueller
can't,
Airport in Austin when we lived
I
there.
can't remember having to sit in an airport without my phone.
Or on a plane. You know,
Yeah.
like the
Yeah.
I
I've
like the
become
back of the
addicted.
day when
California a lot.
I could polish my gun while smoking my cigarette.
Oh, for
I do
fuck's
remember
sake.
smoking. Oh my God, it sucks smoking on a plane.
Yeah,
Yeah.
the fact that was ever allowed is really insane. That's just
Used to
gross.
You could smoke in movie theaters back in the 50s.
Yeah.
My dad said.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
So Jin is in the bathroom. He's cleaning up, and some guy in a Hawaiian shirt asks him in English, where are the paper towels? And Jin, doesn't understand it. So the guy repeats himself in Korean. And he basically tells Jin that he works for Mr. Peck.
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 He pronounces it as Peck. I know we've had an argument about how to say it, and we're just calling him Mr. P, but apparently it's Peck,
Peck.
which makes me think of Willow.
Peck.
I'm going to bring
Walter
that up
Peck.
again.
Peck, 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 peck.
I was thinking Walter Peck from Ghostbusters.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
I'm
No,
Walter
I immediately
Peck.
went to Val Kilmer.
This man has no dick.
This man has no exactly.
Anywho,
Sorry.
so Mr.
So
P.
he tells Mr. P, he works for Mr. P, and he's been following him because he knows that he's going to run away. And he tells Jin he has to bring that watch to his friend in California and do nothing else, otherwise he will lose her. And he said, he quote, "You are not free, you have never been, and you never will be," he tells him in Korean.
Yeah, that sucks. Again,
Yeah.
now I'm
Big
just
time.
mad at Mr. P all over again for doing this to
Yeah.
his daughter's
It's even more
love.
unsettling to have this all coming from a guy in a bathroom in a Hawaiian shirt.
Right.
Yeah, a white guy, like a
white
white
guy,
blonde
yeah, not
guy
even-
in a
Oh,
Hawaiian
yeah.
shirt speaking Korean. Yeah.
It makes
is
it
weird.
even like it's that much. It's so out of what you would expect. It makes it even more kind of ghoulish.
Yeah. Well, because
Definitely.
it makes you think like anybody could be
Yeah,
working
exactly.
for Mr. P. Yeah.
Yeah,
I think that's the point.
Right.
yeah.
Can't escape him.
Yeah.
So we go back. We're back on the raft, and Jin is soaking up the sun, and he's steering the raft. And as they look back on the island, Michael can't understand how a place this big has never been discovered. Sawyer thinks it would be great for a resort, and Walt is worried about the ones that they left behind. And then we cut to Sun, and she's gazing out at the ocean, and as she does, she kind of looks down at her wedding ring. And behind her, good old Shannon is having a hard time with her luggage and Vincent. And Saeed asks her, why does she have to bring so much? And she says she has to because some of it belonged to Boone and that she needs them.
Can
Sure.
we go back to the raft when
Mhm.
Sawyer was talking about, it would be excellent beachfront property and whatever. Then Sawyer starts singing
Oh, yeah. Bob Marley.
yeah.
Redemption Song by Bob Marley.
Yeah.
I think that we all love Bob Marley, but do we really think that Sawyer would be going to be singing Bob Marley? I think that he'd be maybe breaking out into some Freebird. But it's so
Yeah.
awkward to hear him singing Redemption Song. It does not sound right coming out of his mouth.
Yeah.
Now, it doesn't, but the song itself But the idea of Sawyer singing a song about redemption does sort of fit his character.
Yeah.
Right?
Okay, that's a good point.
Yeah. Although I agree with
awkward.
you. I agree with you. Yeah, it's awkward, and it's awkward when he starts singing it, and when Michael turns around to look at him, he does so because he enjoys the song, but I almost expect him to be like, "The fuck are you doing singing Bob Marley?"
What you talking about, Willis?
Oh, God. Wow.
But
Okay.
Michael asks sort of a ridiculous question there too. When he notices Sawyer's doing this, he goes, "You like Bob Marley?" I gotta ask y'all.
No,
have you ever
I
met
hate
somebody
him.
who does not like Bob Marley?
That's what I'm saying. I think we all love Bob Marley,
Everybody loves Bob Marley.
but the
Yeah,
idea
but also,
of
like,
Sawyer
why would I be singing him if I didn't like him? But anyways, whatever.
Yeah, that too.
was a
Yeah,
dumb
that's
question.
true.
So anyway,
Anyway, Michael.
sorry about that. Yeah. Okay, back to Shannon needs Boone's crap.
Yeah,
Oh, you know
Shannon
what?
needs-
She says, I need these things. I can't just leave them. And I'm like, God damn it, Shannon, don't make me fucking pity you. I hate you. Stop it.
Yeah, she thinks that hiding is futile and too much, but Saeed, comforts her and says that he has a hike to lead.
Right, 'cause
take them
they're-
to the caves.
To go into the hatch, right? Or they think so, that they're going to the hatch at this point,
Yeah.
right? To
Was
meet
it the
them
hatch
there.
or the
No.
caves?
They're-
Caves.
Yeah, they're going to the caves for
caves.
now while they're
For
getting
now.
the dynamite. Yeah, right. Sorry, guys.
Yeah.
So back at the Black Rock, Hurley is just sitting there looking stunned, as the rest of them are, and Kate asks if he is okay. And he replies, "That was messed up." And he just exploded in front of us. That was an awesome line.
Oh, it's so fucking great. That was messed up. Oh, I mean, he's
Really?
right. Like, they
He's
were all
succinct.
splattered with arts. Nasty.
He's succinct.
I wonder where his penis landed.
Oh my
He didn't
God.
have one.
You fucker. I was taking a sip of my coffee when you said that, and now it's like, oh, I drooled and everything.
Over Art's penis?
Oh, God.
I have
It
a
would've
feeling
been
it was
awesome.
It was probably a micro penis.
You
Oh,
think?
yeah.
yeah,
yeah.
absolutely. Yeah.
Wouldn't it have been awesome if, like, just the dick stayed intact and it just, like, hit somebody in the forehead?
Getting bitch
That's-
slapped by his ball sack.
There's a
That's
mushroom
the screen-
impression on his forehead.
That's the screenplay
Jesus.
I'm writing.
Oh, wow.
So then Hurley, he blames himself because he has bad luck. So he thinks that's the reason that Arzt exploded, but Kate dismisses him, saying it was just an accident. And so Jack and Locke start wrapping the dynamite, and Jack stops him, asking him if this is the best way, and Locke replies, "This is the only way."
Mhm. Yeah, creepy Locke comes back.
Very,
in this
very
scene.
self-assured.
Yeah,
Yeah, he
well, he's
knows.
getting closer. He's getting closer to
Yeah.
that thing that he's
He just
been
wants
wanting.
to blow that hatch.
Yeah.
Yep.
That sounds dirty, too.
Doesn't it? Blow the hatch.
He wants to
All
blow
right.
that seal.
Yes. So then we have some suspenseful music playing while they, wrap the dynamite. And Locke says, Jack asks, well, how much do we need? And Locke says that 2 pieces are needed to blow the hinge, but 3 to be safe.
I
Like,
got a
he
question
fucking
here.
knows somehow.
Right. Yeah.
But okay.
He's a demolition expert now.
Yeah, now dynamite is I mean it's an explosive, but I don't think it's going to do anything to steel. I don't think
No,
like a
it's-
steel hatch. You're gonna like
Well,
you.
see, there's something. My dad, he used to make his own fireworks, and
Yeah.
there's
What?
something called brissons. Yeah, oh yeah.
That sounds
we
like
made
a safe hobby.
Oh, it
Holy
was-
cow.
Oh yeah, look up like azides and H&T. Yeah, there's a lot of. He made like serious explosives, but this thing called brissons, and that's like how much damage that the explosive does, and like dynamite's real low on that.
yeah,
Oh,
Wouldn't-
that's like
like-
a scale
Yeah,
to measure.
it's called the
Like
brissons.
the Scoville scale.
Oh,
pretty
right.
much.
For
Yeah.
peppers. Yeah.
Yes.
like
so like
dynamite.
C4 is higher, so it
Yeah.
causes more damage to what you want.
Yeah, like dynamite
Interesting.
would be something that, like, if you drill into a rock and you put a piece of dynamite in there, light it, and then have it, like, if it's in a place where it's under pressure, it's a lot more powerful. But if you just set it on top of a big piece of steel, it's not going to do anything. It's going to go bang, and you're still going to have a piece of steel sitting there.
Yep.
Yeah.
If only they had C4 on the slaver ship.
Seriously, exactly.
With their spray paint.
Yeah.
So he picks the driest pieces that he believes to be the safest for transport. And
The opposite of what the dipshit who blew up did, but okay.
Yeah. So then he asks Jack if he likes to play the game Operation. And as they're still working, he goes the bzzz, and you see Jack jump.
Love this moment. No, I love this moment because it's a little bit of levity from Locke, which you don't get a lot of. Him joking. He's very serious about his duties on this island. Yeah.
Serious or creepy.
Yeah, to me it comes off as really creepy.
Really?
So Jack,
I thought it was great.
I think so, too.
You thought it was creepy too?
I thought it was a little creepy and a bit dick. I think it was kind of a, like, he's
especially in that
Jack.
situation. Yeah.
Well, certainly it was dangerous. Yeah.
They just saw someone blow up from the same dynamite that they're messing with.
Yeah.
Right. Okay. Yeah. So that is
I think
slightly sinister.
ultimately, he's just like, look, we're going to be opening up this hatch. It's going my way. And he's kind of being playful, but he's also being like, I think he's kind of rubbing it in Jack's face a little bit too.
Oh yeah. I mean, he's like, this is the only way. That is what this is. That's his deal. We are getting into this fucking hatch, and that is the end of the story.
It's his destiny.
Yep.
Right.
That's right. So Jack asks Locke if he likes to play games, and Locke just looks up with a smile and says, absolutely.
See, now that was the creepy moment for me, where it was like, I thought there was a little bit of levity. Right. And then it was like, oh, hang on a second. Creepy Locke is back.
Oh, yeah.
So we cut to Charlie. He comes up to Claire with a blanket that he made and calls it a bjorn, I believe.
Bjorn.
Yeah.
Bjorn. OJ. That he made to carry a turnip head. And she, takes it and gives him a kiss on the cheek, while she loads up turnip head. And while doing that, Danielle comes running up demanding to know where Saeed is. And Charlie says, okay, I'll go find, Saeed, and left Claire and the baby alone with Danielle, which, it's probably not a good idea.
Stupid, yeah.
Seriously.
Because you can see the look on Danielle's face as she's staring at Turnip Head.
She looks like she wants to roast Turnip Head.
Yeah.
Seriously.
Baby back ribs. Huh?
Oh, wow.
Barbecue sauce.
Maybe that's why she killed everybody else in her group.
She had to eat them, yeah.
Oh, fuck. I mean, that's not that, wild
that movie
story.
That movie Alive, I think it was called. Yeah. Crashed
in the Andes. Yeah, that's an incredible story. True life.
True story.
Yeah. Great book written by the survivors, and they made it into a movie. Yeah, who was in that? Ethan Hawke was in that, right? Remember when he used to make movies?
Yes.
Yeah, back in the day.
Wasn't that like the Bolivian national team, soccer team or something like that?
Yes.
Was it Bolivia?
Bolivia?
I don't know. It was a South
movie,
American country, I thought, or Central or South American country. But
it was
again,
South America, because they crashed, I believe, in the Andes.
And the Andes.
Oh, Uruguay's rugby team.
Okay, Uruguay's rugby team.
You beat me on the Google.
Yeah, you did that quick.
Okay.
But anywho, if you're interested in cannibalism, that's a hell of a movie to watch.
Because I remember they were buried face down. You could see their asses, their ass cheeks sticking out of the snow.
That's what they ate.
Yeah.
They ate. Well, at least I don't know if that's totally accurate, but in the movie, that's what they depict, because that's where good meat is going to be,
and
fatty meat too, which is what
you want the fat.
You would need.
You need the fat.
Energy.
Right.
You don't want lean protein
meat
in
while
that
you're
kind of situation.
stranded. Yeah. Exactly.
Plus, you're that close to death, you might as well eat some ass.
Oh my God. First of all, you can be alive and eat ass. I don't know what you're
that's
talking
true.
about.
That's true. No, I'm saying it's a kind of a bucket list thing. Like you need to.
Oh, bucket list thing. Got it.
Yeah.
Holy shit. Okay.
Okay, so you can see.
Back to this scene. I will tie it back to this scene. I do want to mention something. These people are fucking in a plane crash on a stranded island, been out there for 44 days. They still manage to find something baby blue, gendered shit to wrap this child in. How the fuck they got this baby blue blanket or whatever, I don't know, but it just drove me nuts. It was like, really?
Maybe it was
It's
one of
in
the
with all of
oceanic...
Sawyer's oil.
No, it's probably one of the oceanic blankets, like for the people in first class when they I want a blanket.
Right.
No, yeah, I guess that's right. Yeah, their logo is blue. All right.
Yep.
Fine.
So you can see Danielle staring at Turnip Head and asks Claire what the baby's name is. And Claire says she hasn't named him yet. So, and Danielle starts begging to hold him, and Claire sees those marks on Danielle's arm, which triggers a flashback to when she was abducted. And then she asks Danielle, "Why did I scratch you?"
Right. So,
And
I
Danielle
guess she's the mean bush.
Yeah. We're talking about 16 years that bush can get mean.
No,
That's true.
but Claire is the mean bush because she's the one that actually
she scratched her. Yep.
I hear they've got a lot of mean bush in Australia.
Yeah. So then we cut to flashback number 2, and it's Charlie, and we hear a sound of an airplane flying over, and Charlie is frantically searching all over a trashed hotel room. And then you see a half-naked blonde in the bed asking what is going on, and Charlie says his flight leaves in a couple of hours, so he has to get moving. After a while, he finally finds what he was looking for, which was the heroin, and then she asks him if she can have a bump for the road, but he says that it's all gone and offers her some champagne. She starts, searching for the heroin and says she doesn't want, says something about she didn't want a CD from his piece of crap band, and she calls it Drive Through.
I like her Poison t-shirt.
Yeah.
Right, yeah.
Got it, man. This bitch is rough looking.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. She's been around.
Oh, yeah.
So she finally sees, I think she goes to the bathroom, comes out, and she sees the heroin in Charlie's hand. So she racks him, just knees him right in the nuts. So they start fighting and wrestling around on the floor for a bit, but he manages to hold on to the heroin. And so she gets up and leaves, calling him pathetic as she walks out the door.
Yeah, okay,
champagne.
lady. You
Projection
just
much?
right,
Yeah.
you just fucked a guy and then attacked him both for heroin, but he's pathetic. Got it. Okay.
Yeah, I didn't even know what band he played for.
Drive through.
Drive Through.
Oh shit.
So we're back on the island, and Charlie is running through the jungle with Saeed. And as he's calling for Saeed, he's running through the jungle looking for Saeed, saying that Russo is on the beach. As they arrive at the beach, they can hear some screaming, and they find Claire with a very bad head wound being tended to by Sun, who seems to tend to a lot of people. She's like the nurse on the island.
She is, yeah.
And Turnip Head is gone. So Charlie, for some reason, blames Saeed and just punches him.
It's not a good idea.
No. Nope.
Not at all, because Saeed grabs him by the neck and says, "Don't hit me again."
Yeah, he was like,
perfect.
he fucking noped Charlie. Charlie hit him, and he just grabbed him by the neck, just like, who do you think you're fucking with? So Charlie has now punched both Sawyer and Saeed. He is a feisty little hobbit, that one.
Yes, he is.
Big whoop, want to fight about it?
So, and he tells Charlie, don't waste time assigning blame because she already has a head start, but he knows where she is going. So Jack is back at the Black Rock. Jack is loading up the dynamite and says he will carry it, but Locke, in all his wisdom, suggests that they split it up, carrying 6 sticks total. Okay, because they need 3 backup dynamite sticks, with 3 of them in each pack. And Kate offers to take one of the packs, but Jack immediately says no. So Locke says,
always noble.
Yes, he's always going to be the one.
In a misogynistic way.
Yeah. Girls could carry dynamite, Jack. Jesus Christ.
Well, it's how he shows he cares about her, though.
He doesn't want her to blow up. He just wants her to blow.
I know, I get it.
Yeah, exactly.
Boy.
So Locke says that they'll just draw straws and let fate decide. And so Jack asks Hurley if he wants to carry any, but Hurley points out that Jack still has a piece of Hearst on his back. Maybe it was his micro penis.
He goes,
That was his
you've got
micro-penis.
some arst on you.
Yeah.
So Kate and Locke draw the short sticks, and they're the ones who are to carry the dynamite. So we go to the raft, and Walt is asking Michael about how the transmitter works. And he explains that the transmitter sends out a SOS in case someone is listening, and that the radar screen will show them if anything is out there. So Michael turns it on, and Walt notices Sawyer is reading the messages in the bottle and tells Sawyer that they're private.
He fucking redeems himself last week, and then he's doing this shit.
And it's funny. He goes, "Who the hell is Hugo, and how does he have 162 million to leave to his mom?"
Yeah, it's great.
And Walt wants to know how Sawyer would feel if his letter was read, and Sawyer says the only letter he's ever written was to the man he's going to kill.
Which is what you tell a 10-year-old.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Is he like showing off for Walt? I'm trying to figure out exactly why he says that. Like,
I don't know.
no one else in the raft is going to think you're badass for saying that, so you tell it to a kid. It was weird.
One person won't even understand what he says.
Exactly.
And the others, So Saeed and they're back in the jungle, and Saeed and Charlie are running towards the black smoke. And Charlie is asking why, they're doing this. And Saeed explains that her child was taken 16 years ago, and that he thinks she's wanting to trade Turnip Head to get her child back. And Saeed then gives, they stop at the guns, and he gives Charlie a gun and warns him not to make it about revenge. So then a hysterical Claire arrives and says she is coming with them because it is her baby and her fault that he was taken. She breaks down and sobs and tells Charlie, which this was a good scene, "Get him back, Charlie. Get Aaron back." That's when she finally says his name.
Yes, and I had in my notes, Ben, that's your question that was answered from a few weeks ago, but then last week you just blurted it out anyways. So
that's true.
Ben, there's your question answered. It's Aaron.
Aaron. Yeah, next time I'll err on the side of caution.
Oh, you
fucker. My God. And Charlie, of course, promises that he will get Aaron back.
Aaron.
Aaron, yeah.
Aaron.
So then we go to the third and I believe final flashback of this episode, and Michael and Walter at the airport. And Walt is playing some kind of handheld video game that must have been popular in 2004. And Michael asks Walt if he wants something to eat, but Walt just ignores him.
That was a little Nintendo.
Okay.
It was the flip one. I had one of those, and Caleb did too. And then there was one Legend of Zelda game. Yeah, but it wasn't like the original Game Boy. It was one of the ones with the flip. And Caleb and I each had one, and there was a Zelda game that you could play on your whatever Nintendo system was back then. But your Game Boy was the controller. And then sometimes you were working off the Game Boy screen. Like if you would go into like a cave on the TV, then you'd be down in your Game Boy screen.
How cool.
Yeah, it was fun.
I don't remember that being a thing. I don't even remember the flip. I remember the original Game Boys that had, it was one big thing with the... It
was like the size of a Texas Instruments calculator.
TI-85.
Right, and it had the little cartridges that went in the top, and I don't even think it was in color
screen.
Or anything like that. Yeah, monochromatic, exactly.
Yeah. So,
well, now that we feel old as fuck.
God, yeah, that was just 2004.
I got nostalgic with that Game Boy.
So Michael goes to call his work on a payphone nearby.
Yeah, I mean, this is 2004. Right, people did have cell phones, but we didn't use them like we do today.
Yeah.
Plus, I'm sure roaming charges would have been insane, like, $1 a minute.
Right, and you only got, remember when you used to have 50 texts a month or something like that? Yeah. Or you could pay for unlimited, and And then calls, it was, you had to have over many minutes. It was
I used to do
different,
that. I used to have like 600 texts a minute. If I was going to go over, I'd just call the company and say, hey, can I switch to unlimited for the month? And they would do it, and you wouldn't get the overage.
Isn't that wild?
But I remember my very first cell phone was in, I think it was 96. It was at Office Depot because they sold them. And I got like, you had to call after 9 p.m. because otherwise it was like 35 cents a minute. But my first minute inbound call was free. So I'd have people they'd call me and we'd talk for a minute. And I said, okay, hang up, call me back.
Wow.
Oh my God.
And then after 9 o'clock, it was
That's
2 cents
amazing.
a minute. Yeah, so it was a lot cheaper, but it's crazy how.
Yeah,
One of my
really
friends was
wild.
telling her kids about what cell phones were like back in the day. And she had posted about it on Facebook. And I was like, oh, tell them about how, you had to pay 10 cents for every single text message. And her kids were like, no way.
Just imagine what the bills would be today.
Seriously.
Oh, well, yeah, you'd go broke.
Oh, yeah.
Just having a conversation.
Yeah, you'd have to
Especially
take
with the people-
loans out to send dick pics.
Woo. Hey, Ben.
Yeah, babe?
Got any special occasions coming up that you need a card for?
Is this a trick question?
No, it's an advertisement.
Is this about barbcards.com again?
Bingo.
So I suppose you're going to remind me that each handmade card is only $1.50.
Mm-hmm.
And they don't come with busy backgrounds or flowery poetry.
You got it. Barbcards.com offers to-the-point communication within several different categories, including our favorite, potty mouth. And if you can't find what you want, barbcards.com can do customizations.
Can I still get all of my cards for no more than $4 shipping, no matter the size of the order?
You know it. Barbcards.com has got all you need. Hey, Ben.
Oh my God, what are we selling now?
Merch.
Our merch?
Yes, sir. Shirts, coffee mugs, wine tumblers, bottle openers, stickers, magnets, and more. Your choice of product and your choice of Space Bear Media graphic from any of our podcasts.
Please tell me we're not making merch now, too.
Of course not. We'll stick to podcasts, and Pixis products will do the rest.
Thank God. I bet you have more to say, though.
Sure do. Pixis Products is a small business run by a local mom, well, local to us anyway, who needed something else to do besides being a snack bitch.
What?
A snack bitch, also known as a mom with a young child.
There's still more, isn't there?
Yepers! Pixis Products works with other small businesses for supplies, art, and other collaborations at every opportunity, including ours. In fact, Pixis Products even gave Space Bear Media our own storefront on their site. You can find us at shopspacebear.com.
Say what?
You heard me. Go to shopspacebear.com and buy something.
Oh, yeah, because back then the weak internet that they had, it was like, really basic, was like per the megabyte too, like a certain amount of cents per megabyte.
Right, yeah.
Yeah.
And that little tiny screen.
Oh, wow. We're going to die soon.
Oh, we are. It's like the boomers reminiscing
we're
about
middle-aged.
telegraphs.
Still got another 40-some years.
Remember the Pony Express?
Remember when the telegraph poles came to our town?
Or we had party lines.
So, you guys, though, there's something interesting. So, Ben and I are a little bit younger than you guys, so we tend to fall into that micro generation of Zennials, whereas you guys are like the tail end of Generation X. But our age group, like our, those of us now in our 40s, we will someday, when we are in our 80s, will be the last humans on Earth to know what it's like to live without the internet.
Wow.
Yeah.
I'm sure there's going to be a lot of humans in third world countries that don't know what it's like to be on the internet.
True. Somalia.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's very, very Western kind of.
Okay, the last Americans.
Well,
Yeah.
American.
right.
Just-
Yeah, no, you're right. You're right, Ben. You're right. You're right. You're right. Yeah. That was a really fucking privileged thing for me to say. Thank you for pointing that out.
Not untrue. But
No,
like,
not
yeah,
untrue,
no,
but-
you're absolutely right. Like,
Yeah. You're right.
See, I got on the internet
Your
I'm
power
in
is
the mid '90s.
I'm a
power
spoiled little
is
bitch.
showing.
I first got on
My power is showing?
Yes.
Your power.
Pallor.
Oh, pallor. Oh, that I'm white as fuck. Yeah.
Person of Salar.
Yes, got it. Sorry, Derek, what were you
Also, I
saying?
remember the first time I got on the internet was through college, like in 1994 or 5. And yeah, it was so much more difficult to get on the internet back then.
That horrible
Yeah.
sound.
I can remember being a freshman at college and just sitting on the computer doing like AOL chats and stuff like that because it was such a marvel to be able to sit there online.
And
Yeah.
the porn took so much longer to
Anywho's.
download.
Oh my
Just watch
god.
scrolling and shoot up. There's a boob. All right, great.
Oh my god. I can
go
remember
back even
trying to
further.
download. Go ahead, Ben.
because before like there was any of that shit, like I had, we had like this 386 computer way back in the day, and I ended up getting a modem for it. It was like a 2400 baud modem. And you'd actually literally have to go into like this utility, and it was called like Telex, and I'd like dial in a friend's phone number and click in
ATDT and then the phone
and make
number.
all those numbers. Yep, ATDT and then the phone number. And my friend ran like a bulletin board service.
Oh, yeah, I remember
So
those.
this was like before any of that, before there was any visuals
Yeah, that's
or anything
early
like that.
internet.
Really early. And that was my first experience with it. And I only did it because a friend of mine was a total computer nerd.
Yep.
Wow.
So back to
Yeah.
Lost. Let's see, payphones.
Oh, right.
That's what we're doing.
Yes, we're getting lost. All right, so on the payphone,
Yeah.
Michael is actually talking to his mother, and he says he can't do this because he lives in a studio apartment, and asks if she could take Walt, but she apparently says no. And he kind of yells at her and says he wasn't supposed to be his, and he wasn't part of the plan. And then he hangs up the phone and turns around, and Walt is just like right next to him. And
It's a
Yikes.
lock
Creepy.
move.
yeah, I know, real dick move. And he says,
It is a lock move.
Yeah.
Yeah.
and he just says, I need new batteries.
Yeah. Do you think he heard him?
Yes.
He was practically
Oh, yeah.
like on top of him. Yeah, absolutely hurt him.
Yeah. That explains a lot more of the early days on the island, doesn't it?
Oh, yeah.
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 Like when we thought, obviously already he was being a disobedient little shit because we saw him in the hotel with the Power Rangers. But the early on behavior of his on the island and how much he dislikes his father, you kind of realize it's not just about the fact that he wasn't there. He overheard this
Really shitty thing.
shitty fucking thing. Yeah. Yeah. Anyway.
So we're back on the raft, and Michael tells Walt that he can drive and shows him how to steer the raft with the rudder. And Walt asks, where are they going? And Michael says, north by northwest to hopefully hit a shipping lane. And then Walt, asks him why, Michael and his mother, didn't they stay together? And he said that they had separate lives.
Because your mom's a bitch. Sorry.
He said they had separate lives, went different directions, and says that Walt never saw him because his mother didn't want him to. Because she said, and he says, that it was what she did, what was best for Walt. And I like Walt's response. He said she was wrong.
Yeah. That's such a
Going
huge turnaround, isn't it?
Yep.
Yeah.
They're finally starting to understand each other,
Right. Which is why we should be clued in that something is going to go wrong before the season ends.
Yeah, totally.
Oh, yeah, of
course.
course. It's,
Because that's
other
how this
thing-
show
happy
rolls.
things don't last
The
long
other-
on the island.
No.
The
But
other
we'll
thing
talk
that I
about that
noticed here
next week.
was that he's teaching Walt how to steer, but if you look at where they are, they're not actually even moving. Like in order to steer, you have to be moving, and they're just literally sitting there as they would be with that raft. But yeah, like if you look at it, they're not moving at all.
Well, that probably made
Yeah.
it easier for them to film.
Yeah.
Right.
No, absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're probably just like anchored somewhere with another
Yeah.
boat next to
Probably
them or
some
something.
lagoon
Yeah.
or something. Who knows? So the raft just happens to hit a log that's in the middle of the ocean. I mean,
Unreal. What the fuck is that?
just random
How
log
would
in the
you
middle
manage?
of the fucking ocean.
I mean, it happens. Hurricanes.
Does it?
Well, I can understand a log
Bring-
being out in the ocean, but they just happen to hit it. That
Yeah,
little raft
right.
gets that. Yeah. So it knocks the rudder off. And so they pull the sail down, and Sawyer jumps in. Well, I think he takes his shirt off and jumps into the water and swims out to get the rudder because he's having a hard time with it. So Michael, it takes a few attempts, but he gets him a rope, and they drag Sawyer and the rudder back into the raft. And Michael, I guess, goes to give Sawyer a shirt, and he sees a gun and just says, I think he says something like, you need to put this back on.
Yeah. He makes some kind of comment. I don't know. I didn't write it down, but he makes it obvious. I've seen this gun. I'm handing it back to you. You know, I know you have it, kind of thing.
So now we're back at the Black Rock, and Jack is putting the backpack on Kate, and Locke says they have 90 minutes until sundown. So I guess he has his watch with him, or
No,
he just knows
things.
He knows.
that's right. Knows when it's
things
going
on
to
the
rain.
island.
We got 90 minutes to go 5 kilometers.
Yes.
Oh my God.
And that they need to stagger their formation. So Jack says if anything goes wrong, Kate and Locke are to put down their packs and run. So then we come to the beach survivors. They made it to the caves, and Shannon looks at the place where Boone died, and you can see that she's upset by it, and she sits down and cries. And Sun, joins her and says that Boone died bravely, and Shannon says thanks. And then Sun asks Shannon if Shannon thinks that they are being punished for things that they did before, the secrets that they kept, or the lies that they told.
So, like, obviously, Sun has been considering what Jin said to her before he left.
Yeah.
That,
yeah.
like, I'm being punished. And so she's, I guess, been ruminating on that, which is a huge theme of the show, obviously. Episode 26, we will dive more into that.
So Shannon asks, well, who does she think is punishing them? And Sun says, fate. There's that fate again.
Yeah.
So, and Claire comes by and says, or Claire must have been listening and says, nobody is punishing her and there is no such thing as fate. And then
That's
we cut to
interesting
Saeed.
hold on. That's interesting coming from her point of view, though, right? Because she's the one who had a psychic tell her she had
She
to
went
raise
to
her
the
kid,
psychic,
and then
yeah.
now
Right.
she has to raise the kid. So I think if I was Claire, I think maybe I'd be leaning on the side of fate. But
Yeah,
Well, no,
I
she
don't know.
doesn't have
I
to
would
raise
too.
the kid at this moment. There is no kid. Kid's been taken.
Right.
okay. So
At
that
this
very
makes
moment.
sense. So she's saying there is no fate because
Yes.
my child has
Yes.
been kidnapped.
Yes.
Yeah, you're right.
And
You're right.
she's like cheating towards nihilism now.
Oh, well, I don't blame any of them if that were the
Yeah.
case.
Yeah.
Shit, look what they've gone through. Being
Right.
plane crashed to start. I mean,
Right.
so we cut to Saeed and Charlie. They're running towards the black smoke, but Charlie falls behind and he loses sight of Saeed. He finally catches up to him, and they just, Saeed says you need to take a break because you're going to die if you keep running. And of course, it happens to be at the plane crash that is full of heroin.
Right.
So
And their break was just long enough for Charlie to see the heroin, and then
Oh,
they
yeah.
left. It was like
yeah,
20 seconds to like, hey, Charlie, just run over here to Mount Heroin.
Yeah.
Take a look-see. Good
Charlie,
Lord.
you've got a choice: hero or heroin.
Okay, wow.
So Charlie asks about the plane, and Saeed says that they were drug runners dressed as priests, and he throws down or breaks one of the statues, and it exposes that a bunch of heroin, and you can see Charlie just staring at it for several seconds with that
Looks like
look
he
in
wants
his
to
eye.
fuck it. The look
Oh,
on his
yeah.
face is like, oh, baby, yes.
I'll
It's
show you
amazing too that
drive-through.
So
it
you
comes
drive
into
through?
Yeah,
it.
Oh my God.
I like the sort of poeticism of all of it being in like Virgin Mary's as well.
yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
Him being Catholic,
Yeah.
like it's a perfect sort of, I don't know, it's perfect
It's
little.
it's the little touches in the
Yeah.
in the show.
Yeah.
It's great. It's just great writing. Yeah.
So we cut back to the Dynamite group, and they are carefully crossing a stream, and Hurley asks, in his Hurley way, "Dude, what do you think is inside the hatch?" And Locke asks him back, "What do you think is inside of it?" And Hurley says, "TV dinners from the 50s, and TVs with cable, and some cell phones, clean socks, soap, Twinkies for dessert."
I love it.
Yeah,
He was ready. He's like, he's been thinking about that the whole trek. He had wiped that arts off his face and started thinking about Twinkies, and I don't blame him.
Made him hungry.
Oh, God, when you said wipe arts off his face, I just gagged a little bit.
Yeah. Micro penis.
he peeled Arts's cock from his forehead and thought,
"Oh, God.
I need a Twinkie."
Jesus.
Something with cream inside of it.
Oh, my God. We're not... I'm not drinking yet. Lacy, are you drinking?
Oh, no, but I'm
Is
high
anybody
as
drinking?
fuck.
No.
Okay. Okay.
Christy's drinking.
All right.
She's East Coast.
Christy's drinking. All right.
So it's still early in the morning. But she
Are those,
and I, we're
those
both
wicked
high.
teas or whatever?
The Twisted Tea.
Twisted
I think
teas.
that's
yeah.
Is that what those are? Yeah, that's your jam.
It's been my thing all summer. Caleb brought one home one day, and I was like, "Oh, that's a good idea." And
Just been... Yeah.
I'd never
Nice.
had it until we went to the beach last summer, Christy.
Really?
Actually, when I was up
Yeah.
in Maine, we actually got a pack of them, and they're actually really good.
did you see the video that went viral of the guy who?
Oh, fuck yeah. Beating that guy with the twisted tea.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
In fact,
The white boy kept
That was
dropping
awesome.
the N-bomb. That was amazing.
my favorite version of that is somebody did a little mashup with Dave Matthews. It's like, dun, 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 dun.
Yeah, I've seen that one.
Smash. Yeah, it's so fucking funny.
Now, I firmly
yeah.
believe that viral video of that is what made Twisted Tea come back to the forefront of
Probably.
people's minds. And,
Yeah.
and
I mean,
people
it's a
started
good
going, I'm going to
symbol.
buy it.
Yeah, it's if you
Yep.
are the thing that's knocking out racists, it's like, cool.
Dude, yeah.
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 And I can only drink the regular ones. The flavored ones just bring up the heartburn because there's so much extra sugar, I guess.
Sugar?
I don't know.
Yeah,
They're gross.
right.
Oh, man. My dog just farted. Oh, Christ.
Oh,
Oh, shit. Now she's putting her head on my knee, just kind of looking up. Yeah, you did that. You
enjoy it. Enjoy it.
You
He's
filthy
like, I'm going to
bitch.
share this with you.
Oh, my
Well,
God.
she has IBD, and so she has these like hilariously
Human-sounding
farts,
farts.
and like she'll be on
Well,
the
they
other
sound
side
like
of the-
human farts?
Oh, yeah.
yeah,
Oh, yeah.
yes, yes,
Oh, wow.
yes. There'll be no other noise in the house or whatever we're doing, and you'll just hear like, and then she'll look around.
It's not really that loud. It's not like a.
Well,
you
no, I
know,
mean I did
it's
it
not
into
like,
the mic,
Like a
but
shit your pants
Yeah.
or
But
shark.
No,
but it definitely sounds like somebody
human.
doing a polite fart.
Like a
okay.
little toot, maybe. Like
Yeah, it's more like it. Okay. I think Derek's approximation of my
happening?
dog's farts is the closest.
We just went down a really weird little rabbit hole.
I don't even know how we got here anymore.
Actually, no,
but
it
Because
wasn't
the
a
dog
rabbit hole.
farted.
We just went into a dog's butthole. I think is more like it.
Exactly. Yeah, the dog shared its butthole with everyone.
That's just making me gag.
fuck. Oh
right.
my
All right.
god.
Okay.
Let's get to the end of this.
Right,
After
TVs,
Twinkies.
snacks, and
Yeah,
dinners,
Twinkies.
and right.
So he asks again, and Locke says he thinks that there's hope inside the hatch.
He does say that, and let me
Shut up,
just
Locke.
chime in right here. We will talk more about that response in episode 26 because that word, hope, that was written into the show for Locke caused a huge controversy and a giant theory, and we will dive into that in 2 episodes. So.
So then you hear a loud screech above, and some large bird of prey flies overhead.
It's a pterodactyl.
Could be.
So not a bird then.
Oh, don't ruin our fun.
Okay.
So then Hurley says, "Whoever named this place Dark Territory, genius." And that is the end of the episode.
Hurley. I love you, Hurley. We've got one episode left. I can't believe it. I mean,
this season we have one episode left in this season. Yes.
In this season. Yes, of course. So
I couldn't imagine waiting 8 months to wait the season 2 to start too. God.
I know. Isn't that lucky for you that we get to just go right into it?
Instant gratification.
Absolutely. All right. So today we are going to do some fun facts about dynamite, which was the joke that I thought Christy ruined last week. And if you recognize the way I say that, then I know old. How old you are. Yeah, exactly.
He does an insurance commercial now, I think.
Really? Is he still alive?
Yeah.
Selling insurance.
Okay. JJ Walker.
Took a whole lot of trying to get up that hill, but now we up in the big leagues. Get our time to bat.
Are you quoting?
That's a theme song from the Jeffersons. I know it's not Good Times, but it kind of triggered that anyway.
JJ Walker is still alive. Apologies, sir.
Or he does some kind of Medicare commercial.
Yeah, I mean, he's got to be probably in his
70s, probably.
Or 1947, so he's 74.
Yeah. Wow.
God, we're old. Jesus.
Instead of saying dynamite, he's saying Pedialyte now.
Every time I see like a Florida license plate, I think, my name is Florida. From when the Family Guy was
Family Guy, yeah. Why is my name Florida?
Okay. Sorry.
Anywho, I do have a few facts about dynamite. So it was this will help us narrow down how old the Black Rock is. It cannot be the 18th century, Ben, because it was invented by a Swedish scientist named Alfred Nobel. Yes, of the Nobel Prize.
Of the Peace Prize, yeah.
Of the prize. Well, it's lots of prizes, but yes. The Peace Prize is one of them. He invented it in Germany in 1867.
Oh, wow.
So
it's late 19th century at the earliest. Okay.
Yeah.
Wow.
Wow, that's
figured by
really...
then they'd have steam. They had steam by then.
Yeah, that ship looked really, really old for that. Like, even the designs of ships were narrower by the time they got to, like, I don't know.
Well,
I don't know.
67, right?
Yeah. Uh-huh.
So that was post-American Civil War.
Uh-huh.
So, I don't know.
You think it was an American slave ship? It could be.
No, it wasn't, because Locke said it was probably going to...
Mozambique.
There you go. I knew it started with an M. But yeah,
so I went to Ellis Island. If you ever get a chance, go to Ellis Island. They teach you a lot about the slave trade there.
Really?
And all that. Yeah.
Yeah, you know what? I've been to New York a ton of times, and I've never gone to Ellis Island.
And the majority of it...
go to New York again.
My grandparents' parents came off the boat there back in like 1905 from Italy. So
really?
Yeah.
You know, the interesting thing... Go ahead.
A lot of the slave trade went to the Caribbean islands in South America more than the United States.
Those sugar plantations, sugar and tobacco plantations.
Yep,
yeah.
Rum.
Yeah,
Derek,
buddy.
I think my family came over from Italy right around the same time yours did. And
and after
pretty
my
sure
dad,
they went through Ellis Island, and that's where the spelling of our last name got changed.
That was a common practice.
I actually have the form that my great-grandmother filled out, like with the names of the kids that she gave to them. So
Oh, that is really cool. So one of the interesting things about Ellis Island, especially in our political climate today and surrounding immigration, and how you'll hear some people say things like, you have to follow all the rules and you have to immigrate like the rest of us and that kind of thing, right? Well, at Ellis Island, there was no process. You literally got off the boat, they gave you a name, and they sent you along. There was no screening. There's no citizenship test. There's no waiting period. It was just come right on in, and you were then an American. And that's how it worked. Yeah.
So back
my family didn't immigrate. My family, they hatched here, fully formed Americans.
Oh, my God.
Fully formed Texans.
No, they're actually from Michigan.
They're
His
from
dad
Michigan.
just pretends like he's from. He's
Oh,
always lived in
okay.
No,
Texas.
he really, really wants to be considered a Texan. Yeah.
Really?
Oh, yeah.
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 Hey, we were our own country at one time, damn it.
All right. Dynamite.
Yep.
It is mainly used in mining, quarrying, construction, and demolition. It's typically sold in cardboard cylinders, which is what we saw them handling. And they have a maximum shelf life of 1 year. So that's why the ones, the nitroglycerin was sweating through the cardboard.
They were like 150
Cylinder.
years old.
Right.
Yeah.
The biggest manufacturers of dynamite there are two countries, the United States and South Africa. And
Probably the gold mines.
gold mines, you
Yeah.
think that's why they're using
South
it?
Africa. Yeah.
Yep. TNT is not dynamite. A lot of people confuse this, and it's because of Bugs Bunny,
Yep, cartoons.
who would label sticks of dynamite as TNT or vice versa.
Trinitrotoluene.
Try what now?
Trinitrotoluene. That's what TNT stands for.
Ah.
I will
Oh.
take your word for that.
Well, there you go. All right.
And then there's AC/DC who convinced everybody as well that I'm TNT, I'm dynamite.
Oh,
Yeah.
TNT.
I'm dynamite.
dynamite. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
Yeah, good call. Good catch, Ben. That's it. That's all my dynamite facts, guys. I feel like we've been talking for hours
Yeah.
today.
Yeah.
So I'm glad I have no more dynamite facts. Let's talk about best and worst moments. How about Ben?
Oh, best moment was the arts exploding. Absolutely. The worst moment, I don't know. It was kind of hard in this one. I think like the whole like debacle in the hotel room with Charlie and the groupie, like that was just hard to watch. Kind of seeing how truly pathetic both of them were, but really obviously fuck her. I mean, Charlie, seeing how bad he was.
Yeah.
It was just a hard scene. That's it.
Christy?
My best moment, as well as Ben, is Arts going kaboom. And then worst moment for me was when Danielle took Claire's baby.
So
There's something wrong with me. That should have been my worst moment.
I know. Guess you're okay with kidnapping.
I guess
Oh my
so.
God. Yeah. So for me, worst moment was, again, the kidnapping. But my best moment is not Arts blowing up, but Hurley saying, "That was messed up."
I love Hurley.
So great. Derek, best worst?
Best, just like everyone else, was Arts getting blown up and Hurley going, dude. And then
So
the
good.
worst moment was Danielle taking Turnip Head because it just really made Claire very upset and just a shitty thing to do.
True.
How
Very
about
true.
your characters, Derek, and your fucking kill?
My best character was Hurley, just because of his comic relief during the episode. All of his, things he said, and you got a piece of Arts on your shoulder. My worst character was Arts, and thankfully he's blown up and gone. I killed him as well. So,
Yep.
And then I'm fucking Kate. Just because I got to get back to Kate, and she just looked good with her shirt off. After
Yeah.
she handed it to Arts.
You don't have to ask me because I'm exactly what he just said for both best character and fucking kill and worst character.
Oh,
Great minds
really?
think alike.
Exactly the same. Yep.
That's great. All right. Well, Christy,
Was
how
it
about
great
you?
minds think alike?
That's
and so
right.
do ours.
And so do ours. I knew it.
So my top character is Saeed. And bottom is Mr. Peck's guy in the bathroom
Oh,
with
yeah,
the Hawaiian
yeah,
shirt.
yeah.
So
Okay.
He's my absolute
Like-
bottom.
Peck's henchman.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mr. Peace Hawaiian shirt guy.
I'm going to fuck Kate because she's Kate. I mean, whatever. And then kill Arts because he was a condescending prick and I really loved it when he made a big kaboom.
Yeah, that is one of the better moments of the season.
I loved that moment. I don't know why. I just did.
Because it's fucking hilarious.
That is a great moment.
Well, because he was like Mr. Science Guy. I know everything about dynamite, and bam.
Me too. Best character, Hurley. He just so many good lines this episode. So many. I had Arst as my worst character. I was glad he blew up. I'm having my third threesome in a row, third week in a row.
You're really, really selling the threesomes here.
Well, I mean, I don't know. Can you blame me? And this is actually a duplicate of 2 weeks ago because I'm gonna fuck Jack and Locke again after that exchange over the dynamite. I need to be in that sandwich. There's something about the energy between the two of them. I love it.
The Locke sandwich.
Yeah. Ben, what do our power rankings look like?
Well, I feel like we're asking the same question over and over. Nothing's really changing, though we do have some interesting movement at the very bottom of the barrel. Obviously we've still got Shannon in last place with Ethan in second, but edging into the third worst place, Arzt.
Oh, that's interesting. You know what, you guys? I completely forgot to say who I even killed this week.
You did.
And I did. And I killed Randy, Douchebag Nations, just because I hadn't killed him in a while. And I really wanted to kill him just one more time this season.
Doesn't mean you can't kill him next time. You can do that as well.
Yeah. Can we just keep killing Randy through all week. 6 seasons?
You know what?
Anyways.
Yes, I think you can. With that haircut, we can kill him until the end of time.
But that's interesting that Arzt is now in that low place. So we may have 2 minor characters end up in the worst spots at the end. We'll have to see next week. Okay, so why don't we do some final impressions? How about we start with Christy?
I loved the whole Team Dynamite thing, especially the part where Arzt blew up. And I think that it's almost like the episode before this one was more exciting than this one. And I think that the episode after this one will be more exciting, but you kind of need that.
Yeah.
And I think that that's almost a little bit of a pattern with these particular showrunners.
Yeah. Definitely. And that's how
even
you
in
know.
the other shows that they do after this, it still feels like the pattern where the last 3 episodes, you get a really good one that's a little bit more subdued but important, and then you go back to the season finale, which is always good.
Climax.
Yeah.
Oh,
Hey-o.
Yeah, there's a definite lull. It helps to build the tension.
Yeah, absolutely.
Which is what I had in my final impression as well, is they gave us some good nuggets, the exploding Arzt and whatnot, but and funny lines from Hurley. It's giving you a little bit of levity, but it's also building the tension, what the fuck is going on with this smoke? And, where's the raft going? And where is Turnip Head? And all this, it's just kind of revving you up to watch the last episode.
This next episode is pretty incredible.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Definitely.
Ben,
Definitely.
what is your final impression for this episode?
Same. I mean, I think it's kind of like Christy said, it's kind of a holding pattern in a lot of ways. It's sort of, like you said, not a whole, some stuff is happening, but more it's sort of turning the screws a bit, and things are getting a little more sort of, tense. I think the only real character that you see any sort of kind of sort of aha moment in within the flashbacks is Jin. I didn't know that this stuff had actually happened where this ghoul from Mr. Peck had caught up with him. But other than that, Danielle takes the baby. Okay, that's why the fuck did that happen?
I stole the baby.
Yeah, where are the others? Why haven't they shown up yet? So a lot of that stuff it's interesting, but I think they're kind of setting it up for the finale.
Yeah, absolutely. Speaking of finale, why don't you go listen to it right fucking now? Because it's out. It's dropped. We will talk about Exodus Part 3, the end of season 1. In that episode, stop playing this one. Start downloading that one. We'll see you there. Bye.
Bye.
You forgot something.
Ooh,
What?
What about your
My final
questions?
impressions and my question.
Oh, yeah, that's important.
Oh, God, I got too high.
Yeah.
Derek, what's your final impression?
I'm the same way. It's kind of like a episode that seems to be bridging the last one and the final one, because
Right.
it's kind of moving further in their quests to finally get to blow open that hatch. That's what I've been waiting for.
Fuck yeah.
And basically, I didn't have a huge amount of questions because it's just like the ongoing questions. But I know that Saeed kind of alluded to maybe why she took Aaron, but just want to know, why did she take Aaron?
All right. Let's pretend I didn't say this once. Stop listening to this episode. Go download the next episode. I'll try to be less high. And we'll finish season 1. Bye.
Try.
Bye.
Bye, Al.
Lost in My 40s is a Space Bear Media production. Executive produced and edited by me, Lacy J. Sound engineering, editing, and original music by Benjamin Trimp. Like and follow Lost in My 40s on Facebook to interact with your hosts. Plus, follow Space Bear Media on YouTube to watch our episode pre-shows. You can also find us at SpaceBear_media on Instagram and Twitter. Or come to our website, spacebearmedia.com.